section 1.5 is describing angle pair relationships. So again, we have some vocabulary that we need to fill out. So our first type of angle are complementary angles, and complementary angles just mean two angles. So again, that's just two angles that have a sum of 90 degrees. So complementary means two angles that add up to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180 degrees. So complementary is 90, supplementary is 180. Adjacent angles are two angles that share a common vertex. So remember, that's the pointy part. So they share that. They have no common interior angles. So what that means is if I was to draw two angles, angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary because they share that vertex in this side. What it means by having no common interior points, so say I had this big angle 3, angle 1 and angle 3 couldn't be complement or adjacent. They share this common vertex, but angle 1's inside angle 3, so that doesn't make sense. So adjacent I kind of think of right next to. So angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent because they share a common vertex inside. Linear pair are two adjacent angles whose non-common side are opposite rays, so they make a straight line if they're opposite rays. So these two angles would be a linear pair because they make a straight line, or they're opposite rays here. Vertical angles are two angles whose sides form two pairs of opposite rays. So basically they make an X. So like angle 1 and angle 2 in this picture would be vertical angles, so they're right across from each other in the X. The other two angles would also be a pair of vertical angles as well. So find the angles 2 and 3. So let's try this first one first. What does this box mean? Again, we talked about that in the last section, so you have to remember what that means. So it means 90 degrees. So angle 1 and angle 2 add up to 90. Well, we already know angle 1 is 68. So we just have to take 90 minus 68 to get angle 2. So angle 2 is 22 degrees. And really I should use the measure of angle 2 since we're talking about how many degrees it is. Let's look at this next one. So this down here is a straight line. So a straight angle is 180 degrees. So these are supplementary, remember. Supplementary means adding up to 180. So measure of angle 4 and the measure of angle 3 is 180. So 4 we already know is 56, and we need to find 3. So I'm going to take 180 minus 56 and get that the measure of angle 3 is 124 degrees. Okay, so again, just remember complementary means they add up to 90, supplementary means they add to 180. This next example, identify all linear pairs and vertical angles. So let's do linear pairs first. So again, keyword of pairs. So we can only have a set of 2. We can't have 3 angles. There might be 3 angles that add up to 180 because linear is line, straight angles are 180. Okay, so they make a straight line, but they have to be paired, so it can't be 3. So for example, if I'm looking down here, I see this straight line right here. Angle 1 is part of it and angle 4 is part of it. So angle 1 and angle 4 are one set of linear pairs. So see if you can find another set. There should be one more set. Okay, so hopefully you got angle 4 and angle 5. Because they make this straight line down here. Okay, they're 180 degrees. Now the other part says identify vertical angles. So again, vertical angles, if we have an X shape, are right across from each other. So I'm not going to worry about this one because that one doesn't go all the way through. So I'm going to worry about these two lines. So any angle that's right across from each other, and again it should be a pair. So in this case, angle 1 and angle 5. Now if this would have been one complete angle over here, that would have been vertical with angle 4. Okay, but there's two different angles, so that would be not a vertical pair. Alright, the next part says find the measure of each angle. Think about how you would do that. Think about how they both sit on this line. So how many degrees would they have to be total? So that would be 180. So total, adding these together, these two angles, they should add up to 180. So I have 1x and 5x is 6x. Now I can just divide by 6 and get 30. Now it says find the measure of each angle, it doesn't just say find x. So we know x is 30, so this angle over here is 30. This is 5 times 30, or 5x, which is 150. So 150 and 30 are my two angles. Okay, and that is it for angles. Again, linear pair means they make a straight line, which would make them supplementary, which is 180 degrees, and complementary is 90 degrees.